So Pete, Super Mario Run finally came out. You've been playing it for quite a bit already. Is this the mobile Mario experience you were expecting?
Sort of. I mean, we were shown a glimpse of the game, and I understood this is a persistent runner, not an endless runner.
Yes.
Because you do have, distinct levels that you are completing as Mario. And, it looks like the new Super Mario Brothers games. Mario has a lot of different animations, and with just one little press of the screen, depending on where he is in relation to the ground or in the air or enemies, he can do a lot of different animations. So it does kind of feel like a Mario game, and maybe unlike what we've seen on iOS before, because it is such an iconic franchise. But at the same time, I've played the game for a few hours and I've already beat all the levels in the game. So what I'm left with is something that I didn't really expect, which is this sort of kingdom building aspect.
And so let's start with how this game actually feels, because, at first blush, you were mentioning it's just one button tap, basically. Those are the only controls in the game. Does it get any more complex than that? Does it feel like, Mario's full arsenal of moves are actually within this game?
No, I mean, as far as I can tell, there aren't any, you're not getting like a fireball, you're not getting wings to fly in the air. You're basically jumping off of walls, and what's a little bit interesting is that you don't always have to jump on an enemy's head, for example, something that's typical of the Mario series that so many other games have played off of. A small enemy, if you just let Mario automatically run into it, he will vault right over them. So, yes, it feels like Mario, but it's also very different. I mean, it's certainly not a one-to-one example of Mario gameplay.
You're making it sound pretty easy, though. Is it actually easy? I mean, if you just run at a Goomba, you're just going to jump over them automatically, is that right?
Correct. The game is pretty easy at large. There are some stages that put you in, the haunted house, for example. So there, the rooms are sort of static. It's not scrolling automatically. But like the original Mario Brothers, when you run off one side of the screen, you end up coming out of the other. And so there are these small little puzzle challenges that you have to navigate while avoiding the ghosts, which will follow Mario automatically, and you can defeat them, but it's not that easy. You have to sort of jump and spin onto them. But again, the controls are sort of contextual, so if the timing isn't perfect, you might end up dying. Outside of those scenarios, the game is pretty easy. Like I said, it took less than 2 hours to beat every level.
So where's the challenge in it, then?
The challenge in it is perseverance, because there are things that you can unlock, including extra characters. There's obviously Mario that you start with. When you beat the game, you get Princess Peach. There's also Yoshi, Luigi, and Toad, I believe.
And Toadette.
And Toadette. So to get these characters, you need to go into the My Kingdom portion of the game, which, as you pointed out, is sort of similar to Neko Atsume, the popular Japanese mobile game where you populate a room and attract cats, or some area and attract cats. This is a very similar premise. You are trying to attract toads. So with the coins you earn in the game, you purchase, buildings, little pieces of scenery to place, and that's where your toads live. But the toads you actually get by racing opponents, the ghosts of these opponents that have been uploaded online, and you have to try to collect more coins than them. And there is a virtual audience of toads watching you, and so you have to impress them by getting more coins and pulling off moves.
And this is the Toad Rally section of the game,
right?
Where it seems like that's where it's trying to give you that longevity, right? Because
Yes.
you can go in there and basically it's a score attack, time attack against a ghost opponent, right?
Yes, but you can't do it just endlessly. You have to spend what are called, I think, rally tickets, Toad Rally tickets. And, first I should say that you have to buy this game. If you want to play all the levels in Super Mario Run, you have to pay $10, because after the third stage, the game basically says you cannot play until you give us $10.
So it's free to download.
Right.
You get 3 stages and then bam, $10.
Free to start. So when you pay that $10, you also get some in-game item gifts, which include these Toad Rally tickets. Once you expend all of those, the only way to get them again, I believe, is through replaying old courses, but also you have these gift boxes that appear. And you have a bonus house in the My Kingdom. Every 8 hours, you can play a level where you have a chance to get a Toad Rally ticket. So it's sort of unclear to me right now, because I have so many Toad Rally tickets, and I'm just sort of, beginning to build my kingdom out, what it's going to feel like when I run out, and if I will want to keep playing this game.
It sounds like it's really tried to incorporate some of those mobile games type of aspects where, you have to try and, earn currency and, have this sort of forced time period on you to wait. Does it feel more like a mobile game or a Mario game that has some mobile elements in it?
That's a great question. It's a mobile game first because you can blow through the main levels really fast, and in those moments you feel like you're playing a Mario game. But the adventure ends so quickly, and your pursuits are then driven by these very non-Mario things, which is building out a kingdom. And really, I think that's not Mario in most people's eyes. That is sort of more of a mobile game where you are trying to, like you said, be motivated by the addition of new little things to keep playing. But you're replaying the same content for the most part, which is very un-Mario-like.
So who is this game for? Like, if you have been a diehard Mario fan waiting for a new Mario game to come out, is this going to be a game that you should download straight away?
That's a very difficult question. I'm someone who has kept up with Mario for the last 30 years, and I immediately felt like this is a fun little experience, but I didn't want to pay $10 for it. I did because I needed to play the whole game. But when I know that I have all these other Mario experiences available that look the same and actually give me more control and more stuff to explore, I'm actually more motivated by this to go play those games on my new 3DS or on my Wii U or Wii. But I think if you play a lot of games on your phone, and you are a longtime Mario fan like me, I don't play a lot of games on my phone, but if you're really ingrained in that sort of mentality and habit, I think you'll like this. I think you'll find something there that sort of, it's that same cycle, that feedback loop that a lot of mobile games give you. And it's in a really charming Mario/Nintendo package. It's hard not to be charmed by what you see.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. Super Mario Run, I think, is out globally right now on iOS.